Concorde takes off for yet another flight at Mach 2. To these men, flying at twice the speed of sound is part of the daily routine. Mach 2, about 1,350 miles an hour, or slightly faster than the muzzle velocity of a .303 rifle bullet. When work began on the project 10 years ago, Mach 2 was a distant design objective. Now Concorde has made it almost a commonplace, a fact of aviation life. A fact, however, that will transform the world's thinking about long-distance air travel. By Concorde, it will be a new, more closely knit world. Concorde's flight test progress up to Mach 2 was remarkably smooth. Computers in the aircraft and on the ground helped engineers to measure and analyze performance, control, aerodynamics, structural characteristics. It has all been very much a backroom exercise, laborious, unspectacular, but highly successful. On occasions, Concorde emerged to take a public bow, as at the Farnborough Air Show 1970.
And now, branch offshore, bringing in the other tangible fruits of Anglo-French, Franco-British collaboration, Concorde.
Farnborough was an appropriate choice, but the huge RAE Structures Laboratory there has a key role in the ground test program. A complete Concorde airframe is being fatigue tested under simulated supersonic flight conditions. The CEAT laboratory at Toulouse is static testing a second airframe, again with simulated kinetic heating effects. Rigorous ground testing makes for trouble-free flying. On this rig, the Concorde undercarriage has been subjected to thousands of takeoff and landing cycles. And in parallel with the test program, there is an extensive production program. At BAC Filton 01, the first pre-production aircraft. These nacelles will house the Olympus 593 turbojets, an Olympus production line, engines being prepared for the third and fourth aircraft to fly, 01 and 02. 02 in-build at Aérospatiale Toulouse, alongside major components for the first batch of production Concordes. Machined parts for the following batch. Major aircraft assemblies at Marignan and at Saint-Nazaire and at Saint-Martin-des-Touches, Toulouse. French-built components for the second production aircraft at Filton. BAC Weybridge is the main British centre for Concorde sub-assembly. Weybridge builds the tail of the aircraft and the front end. Final assembly in Britain is at Filton. 01 comes out for resonance testing. Flight testing went so well that VIP flights became a practical possibility. A Mach 2 sortie over the Bay of Biscay was sampled and approved by President Pompidou of France on his way to his first official visit to the city of Toulouse.
Concorde, ici Blagnac Airport. Concorde en approche finale.
always, the press were there to record this presidential occasion. 002 was also there as a standby aircraft. Concorde's first intercontinental flight was to Dakar in West Africa. .001 flew back to Le Bourget 2,500 miles in under 2.5 hours. The present schedule is about 6.5 hours. Le Bourget, Paris Air Show, 1971. Today's air transports and tomorrow's. Concorde undoubtedly dominated the show. Airline presidents, government officials, and leading aviation journalists all flew in the aircraft. Despite the fact that they had traveled in a prototype aircraft fitted with test instrumentation, all were impressed by the smoothness and calm of Mach 2 flight. The interior of the production aircraft will be very different, comfortable and uncluttered. Except that he gets there in half the time, the supersonic passenger will find everything pleasantly normal. Even to the pretty stewardesses. On the public flying days at Paris, the weather was poor. But, as at Farnborough in 1970, the Concorde show went on. .002 has done its share of VIP flights. Australian government representatives go aboard to learn at first hand what Mach 2 is going to mean to intercontinental travel. Pilots of option-holding airlines have been to Toulouse and Fairford to fly Concorde at Mach 2 and to evaluate its performance and handling characteristics. They have all reported favorably. Britain's Minister for Aerospace, Mr. Frederick Caulfield, was another Mach 2 passenger. After his flight, he said that he believed people would be prepared to pay more for faster travel, as they've always done. At takeoff from Fairford, Concorde's prototype engines are smoky, but this problem has been cured in the production engine. An Olympus testbed before and after demonstration. Prototype exhaust, production exhaust. Concorde's first major overseas tour, a 15-day visit to Brazil and Argentina in September 1971. During this time, the slender shape of 001 became a familiar sight in the sky above the rocky peaks and sunlit beaches that encircle Rio de Janeiro. also visited Sao Paulo and Buenos Aires, and on all its flights fitted smoothly into commercial airport traffic patterns. In both Brazil and Argentina, the aircraft was demonstrated to airlines, government officials, and service representatives. In all, Concorde flew some 25,000 miles and was airborne for 33 hours, 14 of these at supersonic speed. Concorde at London Airport, a scene that will become increasingly familiar as the years go by. But before that time comes, a great deal more work has to be done, and a lot more flying hours to be clocked up by these men and their French colleagues. Mach 2 is now routine, opening the way to the world of Concorde.